So when I first saw this scene, I initially thought, oh, this story mode has some sort of beat 'em up stuff to it. But no, that dream was very short-lived. Those are kind of cool though. Oh look, Sablewolf jumped into this game. So at least at this point we know Gabriel is the student and Zafkiel is the master. Let's carry on, shall we?
Counter.
Playing as Zafkiel and Gabriel feels somewhat at home-ish. They kind of have a Shoto type feel to them, because compared to the others that I did manage to get my hands on, everyone just kind of felt strange to use, but I'm still learning this game.
Chapter 1. Attack!
This should not be chapter 1, this should be chapter 4. I've fought this guy like 4 times already. There we go, a new challenger.
This will be humanity's first punishment. First punishment.
Okay, I don't know if you guys heard that again, but apparently that was a bug, but that has been fixed where you'll sometimes hear the same thing like 2 or 3 times. It's kind of weird, but that's gone now. It's been fixed in the latest patch.
The angel will know that he who dwells in heaven laughs. The Lord mocks them.
Okay, I don't know what heaven they're talking about, and I'm not so very sure that the Lord mocks people, but I don't know. Let's just roll with it in this game. But it is kind of confusing.
Chapter 1. Attack! Counter!
This character felt so hard to use. It's like she didn't have any ground specials. Most of her attacks and stuff, special wise, required you to be in the air, because that's where most of her moves come from. So if anyone wants to pick her up, you're gonna have to spend a little bit of time with her before you can master her a bit. Oh man, that's great. That's great. I mean, I genuinely laughed that time because watching that back again, it just looks funny watching that. I mean, she didn't even do anything, and the guy just fell to the floor like, I don't know, there was some sort of poison in his body, and it suddenly just took effect, and he's like, ugh. Oh, let's move on to the next scene. See, now when this guy fought, when I played him the first time, he took me by surprise, because when I was jumping, it was only half of his body that was going up, so that really took me by surprise, and it was kind of cool at the same time. He reminds me of Dalsim, but just like with more of a twist, so that is kind of cool to see on this game. And again, he feels like one of those characters that you sort of like just have to get used to a bit before jumping online or doing whatever you want to do with this character, but he's kind of cool. So this character seems cool, but his name, I'm still trying to get it into my head properly, because when I look at that, I see the word atrocious, and I think it's pronounced Arctorius, something like that, I don't know. But with this character, you have to unlock him as well as somebody else who we'll later see in this. Let's keep going.
He feeds on himself, lest he ever feed on others. Earth. He feeds on himself, lest he ever feed on others.
I know they fixed it, but it's still funny to watch back. I mean, the story mode that I played, this is before the patch took place, so it's funny kind of watching this back again. Most of the scenes in this story mode are so quiet, it just kind of feels like if you had a lot of time on your hands, you could add some music, and you could probably even change the text to whatever it is. I mean, let's try and give that a go now.
Choose your words carefully, heathen, for they are your last. I defeated a Gorlock with my bare hands. These foes will be of little trouble. Only the gods can judge you. I simply arranged the meeting. You cannot hide.
It shall not be. We shall choose something more suitable. Know this, human. The entirety of existence will vanish. These games must come to an end. Darkness will flood the world.
Careful, I bite back. In my veins flows the blood of true warriors.
You still hold our attention, for now. We are not always so gracious. We shall engulf everything in our shadow. And both light and darkness will return to the void.
Shut up! I will mount your head on my wall.
You are trying my patience. It shall be over soon. Time for an experiment. Chapter 1. Attack!
Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. Before I even continue this thing, who is this character? Like, even just her design alone has won me over. I do not remember seeing a Zabet, or however you pronounce that name, in the character selection screen of this game. The only two locked characters are Atorius, or we're just going to call him Atrocious now, because I still can't get that name pronunciation out of my head, and the last boss of this game. But this character right here, she doesn't seem like a playable character, and that really sucked, because I took a liking to her. Unless she's like, I don't know, some hidden DLC on the game, like it was for that Street Fight Cross Tekken thing, and you know how that went down. That was people kind of pissed off about that. But please do not do that with this character, because I genuinely like her. If she's going to become DLC, cool, announce it soon or something. If not, then I'm going to be very sad. Carry on. And here we go, where the student turns on his master. Now, actually, it doesn't really go down like that. If you played the story, you kind of know what happened at this point and why we've gotten to this point. Yes. I don't care if I was probably the only one else thinking this, but yeah, boobs, okay? You need to have some sort of character like that on this game, and she perfectly fits that role. In fact, she kind of looks like one of those sort of those masochists that wear all the latex and shit like that. That's the sort of vibe that I get from this character. You know, it was only until after this point where I used my ultimate attack that I realized she wasn't taking any damage. So then I had to let her take me down, because this fight went on for almost 2 minutes. Okay, you can take me out now.
Counter! Fallen! Fortune favors a
Oh boy, that doesn't look good. This looks like some really weird tentacle monster hentai thing going on here. And I've seen enough of that to know where this is going, so I'm just gonna do you all a favor and yeah.
And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun, and the moon under her feet. Upon her head a great red dragon with 7 crowns. I saw the angels resembling gods, the angels bringing a soul out of the land of the dead. They placed it at the gate of the 4th heaven, and the angels were whipping it. Thus the blind guardian dies in disbelief, as the invisible queen eats her fill.
Okay, so now there's a fourth heaven, and it sounds like these are some kinky angels going on here. I really do not know what's going on. But that's the story of this game for you. Right there, in between these two guys, between Gabriel and Caleb, that corpse that's right in the middle, it looks as though like he's gonna get up and, I don't know, say something or fight. But no, he just lies down there. It was kind of a distraction, so to speak. Like, he could have been like all the other characters. You can't see him in the back, hence the reason they're background characters. But I don't know. It was just kind of confusing to see that. You just lie down there and chill for a bit. Carry on.
Counter!
Oh, right, one of those unfair battles. Okay, you can take me out now.
When the mongrel knight walks the sand, he will fear no evil, for thou art with him. Thy rod and thy staff comfort him. Request of me, she will answer, and I shall make nations your inheritance, and the end of the earth your possession. Comfort him. Request of me, she will answer.
Again with the repeated words and stuff, and that had some sort of twisted biblical thing going on there. I'd like to think I know my Bible in that part, you know, and as I recall correctly, and it goes something along the lines of, even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Now it sounds like I'm preaching, but that was from Psalms 24 verse 4. I do not know where this one came from, but it really did have me scratching my head. Because, you know, that's just how things are in this world, where they'll take something biblical and twist it into something. But, you know, that's just enough of my preaching. That's my 2 cents on it. And that statue looks like the one where, if anyone has played Street Fighter EX3, and you take out your opponent with a super attack, and then that huge Buddha-like statue type thing appears. It reminds you of that. And now for the final scene of this part of the story. How will it end?
Die, monster.
It would have been better if he hit with a Shoryuken or something. Ah, there you go. Good guys win. The end.